Hello, I'm Mo. I'm a newbie cash stuffer who typically is living at over 6,000 feet, but I am currently on a cross-country road trip. But nevertheless, this is still the mountain budget. Today we're doing a cash stuffing. This is my first official cash stuffing on the road. I believe we are cash stuffing for $850, but I am going to remember to count it today. And just really quickly, just to give a quick update. Actually, no. You know what? I will give an update at the end about how the road trip is going. Let's just dive right into the cash stuffing. Well, first, let's dive into the counting so I don't forget it this time. Okay, so in 100s, we have 1, 2, 3, 4. We should not have 5. We should only have 4 100s. So I'm gonna go ahead and put this 100 in my reserve, my little cash bag. Most of my supplies are from the Aesthetic Dollar, if you are wondering. All right, so we're gonna do 4 100s. We have 1 beautiful 50. We have in 20s 2, 4, 6, 8, 100, 2, 4, 6, 8, 200, 2, 4, 6, 8, 300. In 20s, in 10s, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70. I'm gonna count that again because I'm pretty sure I'm only supposed to have 6 10s. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, only supposed to have 6 10s. Let's count that again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, well I have 7. So let's take this one and we'll put that one on reserve. I do have a small amount of cash on reserve every week, just on the off chance that I can't make it to a bank, but I still want to do my cash stuffing. But this was kind of the last week where my reserve was going to have me full, so I will have to go to the bank at some point. But let's go ahead and add that 60 from the 10s. And then in 5s, we have 5. Look at that 5. How fun is that? 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, and $40 in 5s. And that gets us right to $850, which is what I thought we should be at. All right, let's go into the wallet. And I know I said I was gonna give an update about my road trip at the end, but I kind of suppose that all the updates are gonna happen while I chit chat with you while I fill out all of these binders. But let's go ahead and, okay, so I can't do anything with all of my coins right now because I don't have my piggy bank, but that's okay. But what I am gonna do is first empty out the change that I have from last week in order to fund my savings challenges once I return to the mountains. So in groceries left over, we had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 12. 7 plus 5 is 12. Yeah, that's correct. So $12 left over in groceries. So we're gonna put that in this front pocket here. And that is the front pocket that's reserved for savings challenges upon my return. And then in spending, we had $20, $30, $1. $31. I had a 50 in here. I cannot for the life of me remember what I spent almost $20 on. It might have been extra food because I highly underestimated how much money I was gonna need for eating out this week. And then the only thing left in our wallet is $50 in miscellaneous. But again, I'm treating that as a teeny tiny little emergency fund. And so luckily I haven't had to dip into it yet, but I'm not gonna take that out. I'm gonna keep that in there. All right, now let's go ahead and stuff our wallet for the week. So groceries, same as last week, is just getting 20. And I didn't expect to use up any last week, but I ended up doing so. And the idea here is that, you know, I'm not at home, I'm not using up grocery funds. Normally I have $100 a week for groceries. This is just if I decide to hop into a grocery store, grab bottles of water or some fruit or something like that just during my road trip. Spending is getting $50. Eating out, this is the adjustment we are doing because I ate out quite a bit last week. Anyway, I'm upping my budget to $300. 1, 2, 3. I'm upping my budget this week to $300 in eating out, just because I did have to pull from some other envelopes and also just use my debit card in order to cover some food costs this week, which it's crazy because I've been on a road trip. Okay, here's the update. I drove to Kansas City. I drove through St. Louis. I drove through Western Pennsylvania. I mean, I've driven through all these places, but I stayed like the night in all these places. I stayed the night in Western Pennsylvania, and I've stayed the past couple of nights in Connecticut. And yeah, I was going to like McDonald's and stuff for breakfast while on the road. So I don't totally understand where my eating out budget went. The point is I've upped my eating out budget, and because not only am I going to be going to restaurants this week, but I'm meeting up with my mom and my sister, and we are spending a glorious time along the coast, and I will be treating them to some dinners. Oh, I remember I met up with a friend in Western Pennsylvania and her parents, and I paid for dinner that night. That was also expensive. There we go. Oh, the mystery is beginning to solve itself. Okay, anyway, eating out is getting $300. Hope you enjoyed that saga. Household isn't getting anything just because I'm not at home right now. Miscellaneous is also not getting anything, but we're keeping that $50 in there as a miniature emergency. And that is the wallet, and we're gonna set that aside. Let's set that right here for now. Let me make sure that looks okay. It does. All right, now we're gonna go into the giving binder, which has been used a little bit this week. As I said, I've been trying to be very generous with my tipping. Philanthropy always gets fully funded at the start of the month, so it's good. Project for Awesome is getting $20 this week, and it now has $20, $40, $60, $70, $80, $90 in it, which is exciting. In case this is your first video of mine, the Project for Awesome is a charitable event run by John and Hank Green of the Vlogbrothers channel, and also of many other accomplishments. And I try and save up every single year so that way I can participate and give to the charitable causes. And yeah, this year I have a fun envelope to help me save up for it. Tips is getting $40, and that's where all these bad boys are coming in, because last week I did 2 20s, and that was such an error. And I just needed to know that. Because I love to give a $5 as a tip willy-nilly here and there. So I've just decided all of the tip money this week is going to be in 5s. So let's go ahead and count them again. 5, funny 5, 10, 15, 20, 5, 30, 5, $40 for tips. All right, coffee. I did not go to an independent coffee shop at all last week, mainly because once I arrived at my hotel, I was too tired to go to to get back in the car basically and go and find an independent coffee shop. However, like I said, my mom and my sister are spending some time on the coast this week, and we're hunkering down. I'm not going to be driving very much for the next week. I have one long drive today, and not even that long. It's like 2.5 hours. It's not bad at all. And then yeah, I don't have to drive almost at all for 5 or 6 days, which I'm so excited about. All that being said, I'm gonna give myself $20 again, in the hopes that in the cute little coastal town I am going to with my family, there will be a fun independent coffee shop that I can support and go and get coffees and try and get some writing done and just enjoy the sun and the surf. So we have $40 right now in independent coffee patronage. Kindness is totally empty, just because we had some things come up in the last week that I needed to spend that money. But this week it is getting, if I can find it on my sheet, it's getting, sorry, $30, and that's all it's going to have for the moment, which makes me a little uncomfortable in the same way that I don't, at the back of this binder, I don't like to have my miscellaneous gifts empty. I also don't like having kindness this low, but there have just been a lot of opportunities for gifts of kindness the past few months, and hopefully, I really am hoping that most people in my life are healthy and happy over the summer, because that's what I do gifts of kindness for most often, is when someone's sick and I want to send them a care package, or if they're in the hospital, I send them flowers, or if a pet passes away, I send them flowers, things like that. And I'm hoping, for many reasons, not just because of the spending the money element, but in general, sending out good vibes to all my friends and family, that nobody needs a gift of kindness for the next little while and I can save up some. Books, my best friend envelope, basically. Independent bookstore support. This is getting $30, and this will be a fun one to count. Oh gosh. Okay, I just hit the tripod and I am in a very precarious setup in this hotel room. I have no idea what that just did to the view. Actually, it looks fine. Okay, it is literally holding on by a thread, so I apologize if the camera comes crashing down. But right now in indie books, we have $100 in the bank, 50, 200, 20, 40, 60, 80, 95, 96, 97, 98, $298. That is so exciting. And I've said this multiple times, but basically I'm hoping to spend all of this money within the next week or two, because one of my best friends has a book being published and I intend to buy many copies at many independent bookstores to support her, and also give copies of my best friend's book to friends and family to just spread the word and spread the love. All right, 298, that should get me well over 15 copies if I'm thinking about it right. So that's exciting. Art patronage is not getting anything today. We're still making up for an overflow. Like, I overspent on art a couple weeks ago and I'm still making up for that. Sibling presents isn't getting anything today. It's probably not getting anything for the rest of the month. My sister's birthday is coming up very soon, and then my next sister's birthday isn't until the last part of the year, so I've got some time. I'm gonna ease off on this envelope for just a little bit and focus my budget on other areas. And then miscellaneous gifts is also not getting anything, just because I just gave a whopper of a miscellaneous gift for somebody's graduation yesterday. So I'm also gonna ease off on this, even though, like I said earlier, it makes me a little uncomfortable to not have much in that envelope, but c'est la vie, it's fine. All right, and now this is my travel binder. And what I mean by that, and I went over this pretty extensively in my last video, so I'll just give a quick recap here. Basically, when I knew I was going on this month-long cross-country road trip, but I still wanted to do my cash stuffing, still wanted to film my videos. Oh my God, by the way, hello 500 freaking subscribers. I woke up on my third day of my road trip to over 500 subscribers, and now we're knocking on the door of 600. What the heck is happening? Who are all of you? I am shook. I cannot even explain the way I'm so shook. The aesthetic dollar commented on one of my videos, which anybody who's been watching me for any amount of time is gonna know that I had heart palpitations over that. It's been crazy. Anyway, thank you so much to anybody who's subscribed to this channel. I so enjoy filming these videos and keeping myself on task, which is why I brought all this stuff with me on this road trip. I am planning on doing an exciting 500 subscriber giveaway by the time I'm back in the mountains, but that isn't going to be until near the end of June, so hold tight. But in the meantime, thank you so much. I am overwhelmed and thrilled by everybody being here. Like, that's crazy to me. 500 subscribers. I started this channel in March. Who are all of you? If you've made it this far into the video and you would like to introduce yourself, I would love to get to know everybody here. Go ahead and leave me a little hand wavy emoji in the comments, and if that's all you want to put, that's fine. But if you would like to also just, you know, drop a line or two about who you are and what your budgeting journey looks like, I would love to hear that. So please stop by in the comments and say hi. So anyway, I forgot. Oh, right. This is my travel binder, not in the sense that this is me saving up for vacation, but I went through, right before I left, I went through all of my binders and I pulled any envelope that I felt was going to be relevant or useful to me while on this journey. So this is sort of like a Frankenstein binder, a Frankenstein binder of all my binders, but specifically with the envelopes that I felt I was going to need within the month. So that's that explanation. We have our general vacation fund, which I'm just using this to track how much money I'm spending on my cards and then subtracting the amount so that way how much I think is in my vacation fund matches the number in the bank. Vehicle maintenance, woo, did she get used up? I gave myself, I think, maybe $250 last week, and I used up all of it because from a gas perspective. And then yesterday I went and got the car fully cleaned because, that's another update, you guys. I have returned the cat to my cousin. If you've been following my channel, you'll know that I was cat sitting for a cousin who was living in Paris for a year, but the graduation I attended was her daughter's graduation from high school. And I returned the cat to that family. So that I'm kind of sad this morning, but also I'm so happy that he's back with his real family and that he, is just getting tons of snuggles and love this morning and reunited with people that he's probably missed for a long time. And I do see my cousin. I visit my cousin fairly frequently. So I know that this isn't going to be the last time I ever see him too either. So it's good, but there is a bittersweetness. But anyway, long story short, I went and got my car fully cleaned yesterday because it smelled like cat and cat food and cat litter. Because he has also been traveling with me for the past week. And I am going to go and pick up my mom and my sister for our trip starting today. And I didn't want them to have to sit in a car that smelled like cat. So the vehicle is totally cleaned, but vehicle maintenance, the envelope, is totally empty. So let's give her a little more. I am gonna go ahead and do $150. And this is mainly to cover gas. I don't actually think, I do need to fill up right before I leave the town I'm currently in and then head my way to the coast. But I don't think I'm gonna use up all of this money this week just because the cleaning is done. And once, like I said, once I get to my location where I'm going, I'm kind of hunkering down. There are no more long haul trips. So I don't actually think I'm gonna be spending that much money in gas either this week. So, but I do have long haul trips after the next week. So it's better to just save up while we can. Okay, vehicle maintenance is done with its 150. Souvenirs, ooh, I did want to talk about this. Shocker, Mo wants to talk about something crazy. I still have the $50 in here that I saved for last week. And I wanted to take a moment to just espouse the beauty of cash stuffing and what it does for me personally. In my bio, I've had videos where I talked about this. I have said before that I have a slight shopping addiction, a compulsive behavior to consuming items. And one of the things I love about cash stuffing is it really does, for the most part, unless I'm going through like a really rough time, from the day to day, it keeps those tendencies in check. And this is a perfect example of that, because when I was in St. Louis at my very fancy hotel, they had this super cute little baseball cap with the hotel's logo on it, and it was pink and it was so cute. And I was like, I'm gonna get that. And I have money for souvenirs. When I tell you, this hat, this baseball cap was $55. 55. And I remember thinking, oh my gosh, I have $50 for souvenirs, and that's not even enough to buy a single freaking baseball cap. And so I walked away because I was disgusted. But knowing me, if I had not saved $50 in souvenirs and if that $5 hadn't edged me out of my budget, there's a very likely possibility I would have been in a sort of YOLO mood about it. Like, ooh, that's really expensive, but I guess, why not? It's so cute. I want it. I got it, and it's just like, that is the kind of toxic behavior I am really trying to correct within myself. And I truly believe that it was the fact that it was $5 over budget for me is the reason I didn't purchase it. And so now, because of that, I still have all $50 in my souvenirs envelope, and I am giving myself, I'm also giving myself something. I'm giving myself another $50. So now I have $100, and I'm just really proud of myself over that. Obviously now, this is what's interesting, is now that I have $100, if I saw something as equally as ridiculous as that $55 baseball hat, would I now be more tempted to buy it because I did have the budget for it. I don't know. And that's going to be something that I'm going to try and work on also, is just, you know, it's not just about not spending more than my budget. It's also about still being intentional even within my budget, right? Just because I have the money to spend doesn't necessarily mean I should spend it or need to spend it or can spend it without thinking twice about it. So that's definitely something that I want to work on. But for now, I just want to give myself a pat on the back for not buying that stupid $55 baseball cap, because that was crazy. And thank you to Cash Stuffing for preventing that dumb purchase. Okay, activities. I still have $50 in that just because I have not been doing many activities other than driving and eating. And this is going to also be getting $50. And this is mainly for when I get together with my friend. Activities has $50, $70, $80, $90 in it. And this, like I was saying, is mainly for when I get together with my friend for her book launch and all of our other writing buddies. And if we want to go out and, I don't know, like play laser tag or something, I don't know what the plan is, but I'm just saving up for that. Coup de coeur, my envelope that is for me giving myself permission to buy something utterly fabulous, crazy expensive, baseball caps notwithstanding. Coup de coeur is getting $20. I think everything else is going to be in 20s, yeah. And that means its total is $20, $40, $50, $60, and $70 for coup de coeur. Oh, and also, it hasn't happened yet because they're just going to Zelle me, but my cousins are going to pay me back for all my CAD expenses. So that's going to be a video I think I'm going to film. And a lot of these envelopes are going to get replenished because, as you might remember, I had to pull out. I had to completely take a lot of them to zero when I was dealing with an emergency with the cat. So cats at the time. Yeah, so coup de coeur has $90 and hopefully very soon we'll jump back up into her multiple hundreds of dollars that she had before that emergency. Father's Day is fully funded. I just have it with me because I will be with my father on Father's Day in the middle of this very long road trip, and so I wanted to have the cash on me in case I see a Father's Day present in the next week or so that I want to buy for him, or if I take him out to a lunch or something like that. 4th of July, I want to participate or throw a 4th of July party, and it is getting $20. So it has 40 as of right now. Ren Fair is getting 40, no, it's getting $60 because yeah, that's the last one. Okay. Something did go wrong. It was only supposed to get 50, but whatever. This is the vibe of the mountain budget. Nothing ever goes totally right, and it's fine, but it is getting it $60 and it already has a 50 in it, which brings us up to 110. And my goal is to get me to $200 to $300 before I actually go to the Ren Fair. So, and then the last envelope in this category is emergency, not category, in this binder is emergency. And like I said, this one doesn't get stuffed just the same way that travel doesn't get stuffed. This one's just here to track in case I do have an emergency and I want to write down on my tracker what said emergency is, and then that way the number I suspect I have matches the number in the bank. And there you go. That was my chaotic from the road. Chaotic, but is there any other flavor of a video of mine? Let's be so for real. Still, truly cannot believe 500 of you guys decided to subscribe to someone who can't even count her cash, but it's fine. So appreciate you being here. But that's been the mountain budget. I'm Mo, and it's time for me to go and hit the road. But I appreciate you so much more than you know. Bye.